Minasan, konnichiwa! Daniel desu! What's going on, YouTube? Instinctual in the house. And this is another Instinctual Aside, where I give you a little bit of a different take on things than your Pokemon Go stuff, your Thank You Chester stuff. So, my last video, where I talked about the hype of the Scandal album Honey coming out, as well as the BAND-MAID album World Domination coming out, that did actually pretty well. So I wanted to continue this kind of trend about Japanese bands and their albums, and I wanted to give my thoughts on the latest Scandal album, Honey. And so I listened to it, I downloaded it off the internet. I'm still waiting for the package. It's been a couple weeks now. Apparently the package is still in New York, so I haven't been able to get my physical copy just yet. But once again, like I said, I'll be doing an unboxing video when that comes in later, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. So I'm excited about that, and hopefully you subscribe, and you can see that coming up very soon. So let's get into the album of Scandal's, the latest album, their 8th, Honey. And you know, I think this album is probably one of their best. I really enjoyed it, and so I want to go kind of more in depth before I give my overall thoughts. So we'll go track by track. So let's start with Platform Syndrome, and it's a really powerful opening song. When I first heard it, I thought it was just kind of more of the same. Like, it didn't really strike me as something that was anything too unique, too different from what they normally sound like. But then when it's kind of the first track that you hear from the album, it really sets the tone as to what the rest of the album sounds like. It reminds me of how Image started off Hello World, and Hello World is kind of the first album that really got me into Scandal, and so I hold that one very dear to my heart, and I love the song Image, I love the music video, it's great. They even share the same college sweaters from that music video in this music video, as well as Mami's orange hair, which is nice. So it's a nice throwback to the Image music video, which I think is pretty cool. And the songs sound kind of similar in that sense as well. So let's go on to Over. So that's a song that has some really great guitar work by Mami. It has me skipping all across the land as I listen to it on my headphones. And just those guitar parts are just are lovely to kind of move your body to, you know? They've got it down very well. It's very frantic, extremely catchy, and it's a cool little song that it's really energetic, and I love it. I love that kind of element to it that just keeps the momentum of Platform Syndrome running into the next song in Over. So I thought that was well done as far as the song placement goes. So that was kind of nice. Then after that is Take Me Out, and that's a song that actually it's been out for a couple of years now, since like 2016, I believe. And you know, it's surprising that it actually does fit the album really well, despite it being released a couple of years ago. In fact, they even played it for the Scandal 10th Anniversary Festival, which I wish I could have gone to. I was in Japan that summer, but it was much earlier in the summer. It was like late June, early July. So wasn't able to see them at that festival. Luckily they filmed it all on DVD, and I've seen a lot of the clips on YouTube from that festival, and it looked amazing. The amount of energy, the amount of people, all just kind of you know, going nuts for some wonderful music, and the four ladies at the instruments. So yeah, that's kind of a cool song to play live, and it really has that energy to get the crowd going. But the song really has powerful gang vocals. So, you know, all from Mami, from Tomomi, from Haruna, they all kind of chip in on that song, and the Mami's guitar work is once again extremely good, and the kind of the Japanese feel to the rhythm of it really sets it apart, I think, from a lot of the other songs, which are a little more pop rock kind of sounding. Take Me Out is a bit unique in that way. So we'll go on to the next song, Oh No, as it's called, with 2 exclamation points. And Mami's singing in a cadence closer to Haruna's kind of style. I think the song was originally meant for Haruna, from when I read online. And the band members thought, well, what if Mami sang it? You know, what if she actually was the one that that took the vocals on that song, and I think she did a really good job. She really made it her own. The way she sings is, just the tone of her voice is different, so it does give this song a different feel than what you'd be used to with Haruna's very powerful vocals. She's got a very, wide range for her voice, but for Mami, she's more straightforward, but she can also do that too, where her voice can kind of travel in different directions and really make you think about what she's capable of on the mic. She's not just a guitar phenom. She can also sing too. So I like that about Mami a lot. But the song really kind of seems to bring out their inner Green Day. Kind of a punkish kind of rock song. It just kind of gets you up, gets your blood pumping. Once again, they're kind of energetic song, which really once again sets the tone for this first half of the album, which is a very high energy kind of feel. So that does that kind of effect very well. After that is Midnight City. That one has a nice sort of like disco beat to it, which is interesting. It's something they really haven't experimented with much in their discography, at least from what I've heard. So it is a little different, and Rina's voice on the track gives it something extra special as well. She doesn't often sing on many tracks. I think she did Oyasumi from Hello World, which I thought she did an awesome job on. When she stepped away from the drums, got up to the front of the vocals, and sang the song. And I think she's probably gained confidence over time in her vocal abilities. And it's cool they actually gave her more freedom to do that here on Midnight City as well. So the song, the guitars aren't as bright, so it kind of works well with Rina's lower register in her voice. So she doesn't have to worry about hitting the higher notes like Mami can, or maybe Haruna can. So it really fits her voice quite complimentary, which is nice. So after that, we go to the next song, which I love so much, Short, which is certainly not short on emotional effects. Like it's this beautiful kind of mid-tempo song that just really draws you in, really sets this atmosphere of this just a beautiful, just like bliss feeling kind of audio environment when all the talents of all the girls combined can not just go in the more energetic ways, but also the more softer, slower, the more like kind of almost sensual ways in a way. How it kind of really draws you in to the slowness, just the down tempo. It's something very different from what they've done, and I always look forward to that song every time I put on the album. Every time it comes up, it gets me. It's a very emotional, I feel like, song for me. I can very much feel myself drawn towards it and just focusing on the song. If I'm just walking down the street with my headphones on like I normally am, I just kind of get caught up in the kind of the depth of Short and how it just is very very once again very it just draws you in, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Like the other songs really don't have the sort of emotional power that Short does, which is really cool. So definitely check out Short if you're watching this video at all, and you're not sure if you even want to check out the album. Check out Short. Like it's a cool kind of bridge between the very high tempo stuff at the beginning and the high tempo stuff more towards the end. So it's definitely I think my favorite song of the album. So after that we go to Mado wo aketara, which is another beautiful kind of slower song. I had a comment from my previous video from some kid named Old, who said the first 4 tracks were so good, and he's right. They are quite good. But I would also say that these middle 2 tracks, Short and Mado wa aketara, these 2 songs really go well with like the middle portion of the album, and are really strong as a duo, as a couple, which is interesting word for that because the next song basically means couple in Japanese. But yeah, Mado wa aketara means when you open a window, roughly, translates to that. And it seems like a slow, more mature song. I mean, you hear a lot of like electronic sounds in the background that really set the pace for it. And, you know, it's something that really kind of speaks more to their maturity, I feel like, than some of the other songs on the record. It'll be kind of more of a down-tempo one live, you know, when they're trying to once again break in between the more energetic songs, whether it be on this album or when they're playing the songs in front of an audience. So it really does that job very well, and I think fits really well on this group of 10 songs. Yeah, it's definitely a nice addition. I think one of the strong points of this album as a whole is that it doesn't have filler. Like it goes for quality over quantity. You know, every song feels like it has meaning and is meaningful and draws you in and is intelligently designed throughout the whole, like some of its parts. You know, from each band member to the people behind the scenes. Like every song just has depth to it, has some real depth and intricacy. So I think that's the strongest quality of this album in total. But let's keep going a little bit. So. Number 8, Futari. So once again, that means like a couple in Japanese from what I've seen. And it kind of gets back to the more energetic songs. It really kind of sounds almost like an anime theme. You know, it could definitely be the opening theme for some popular anime that's released in the current day. It has that kind of element to it. Mami's guitar work once again very stellar, very exceptional. Yeah, it's a lovely kind of a juxtaposition with Haruna's you know, lovely powerful voice, just kind of mixing in between the guitar chords and strums. You know, it makes this beautiful harmony of frenetic noise, which really does you know, get you moving on the dance floor or out in the street if you're just walking listening to your headphones like I do. So yeah, that one's really cool. I heard that one with I think it was the Koisuru Universe single. They had it on that, so that's the first time I'd heard the song, and I thought it was great. Yeah, just really fast paced, really just thumping guitar, and really does the job quite well for that kind of pace. So rock on for Futari. Number 9, Electric Girl, which a lot of people really like. Electric Girl. A lot of people think that's like their favorite song, and I don't blame them because it once again has very frenetic, very fast guitars. You know, Mami, of course, doing her thing. I like how they modulate Haruna's voice for that song. You know, they kind of give her that Electric Girl kind of filter on her voice, because it sounds like she's almost being broadcasted from some like electrical device, because her voice is sort of modulated in a certain way that gives her that effect. So it's very fast-paced. It kind of reminds me of Take Me Out in a way, because it is kind of like that more dancey feel to the song, and I think that really works well in kind of separating that song again from maybe some of the rest of the record, and it's standing out on its own. So I'm really looking forward to the music video for Electric Girl, if they make one. I think it's going to be really cool. Maybe like a Perfume kind of feel to it, where it's very sci-fi, kind of deep into the future, where things are like governed by robots, and there's a lot of lasers and like cool electric lighting and neon lights. I think that would be a really nice video to make for that song, because it would fit that aesthetic perfectly, I believe. So yeah. So make that Electric Girl music video, Scandal. I'm waiting for that, definitely. So last but not least, Koisuru Universe, the capper on this album, and this is I think one of the first songs I heard from this album, without taking me out into consideration, because that came out like 2 years ago. But the first one that was like kind of officially announced for the album, the first kind of single off of Honey. And Koisuru Universe, the music video is amazing. You know, it just has Haruna kind of skipping along with her headphones, you know, jamming out to her own song, and you have, you know, Mami, Tomomi, and Rina sort of just, you know, kind of hanging out, eating hot dogs, ice cream, just laying on top of each other sometimes. They're just kind of hanging out in this like kind of really well lit place, with all these cool lights and everything. So yeah, the video is awesome. The song is probably one of the best songs they've really ever written. I mean, it's really catchy, first off, and it just it has this quality where it kind of keeps you going on this journey. It's almost like a story-driven kind of song where you you kind of enjoy each and every part of it. You're not just waiting for this part to end or that part to end. You're enjoying the ride, so to speak. And I think that really speaks volumes for this kind of song. They really let it breathe. It goes, but it doesn't feel like it's going too long. It feels like each part does have its own significance. And the guitar work, really good from Mami once again. Yeah, Haruna's vocals, on point. Rina and Tomomi, they keep the pace really well with the drums and the bass with that song. And it's such a Scandal song. Like it's so them. It's their identity. Just kind of narrowed down into one track where they kind of just are able to show off everything they can do in that one space. So I love Koisuru Universe. Once again, I think it's one of the best songs we've ever written. If someone didn't know about Japanese music or didn't know about Scandal, I think if they heard this song, they would be like, oh, well, that's really good. So maybe I should check that out and check out some of their other music. So it's definitely something like a gateway into, I feel like, the rest of their discography and maybe other Japanese acts, which would be awesome because more people need to, I feel, appreciate these bands and appreciate the music of Japan. There's once again a lot of great acts coming from that country, whether it be male or female, and I feel like they do need to be appreciated. There's people out there that think, oh, just because they don't speak a certain language, that they're just going to turn it off. That it just doesn't mean anything to them. But I just want to let you guys know that that I definitely appreciate the heart and dedication of the Japanese artists trying to break into the rest of the world and trying to share their music, just like everybody else would. And it's some of the best music on the planet. So I feel like it needs to be represented, and I'm glad that I have this this ability to do so via YouTube and kind of broadcast that throughout the world and get more people to check it out. Put on your headphones, press play, and experience something new, something different, because it's really great stuff. So that's my thoughts on Scandal Honey. A wonderful, very Scandal-esque album. Like it's really them, and it's them kind of exploring also new territories as well. So it's a nice mix, I think, of both the new and the old. And their maturity definitely shows, and they're getting better as artists and better as musicians. And I can't wait to see them live and see how that translates to the concert feel. Because, yeah, that's just probably going to be amazing as well. Okay, so there you have it. That's my my thoughts on the album. Let me know in the comments what you thought about that and what your thoughts on the album was as well. I'll probably be coming up with a review on BAND-MAID and World Domination. Once again, I don't know as much about them, so I kind of have to do more research, listen to the album some more, and we'll see when that happens. And of course, the unboxing as well. So look out for that coming very soon. All right. So that's all I gotta say. Except for, of course, the last thing, which is, as always, follow your instincts. Peace out.